So what we're going to be doing, Chefs itself hosts a few external third-party controls, some of which Andres is going to show you with charts, and I'll show you with maps. And so there's some really, really great libraries out there. So what we're going to do is Mapsui is what we're going to be using. So we've been working a lot with them, collaborating them. They have a 5.0 coming out that's going to be supporting a lot of great stuff with Uno. And so that's what we're going to use today. So in the Chefs app that we had just seen previously, at the bottom of the app, actually, there's a list of these popular contributors, right? And next to it, or over here, we have this near me. And what we're going to do is we're going to implement what is actually supposed to be happening on this page. So if I click near me now, we get nothing. And so what I want on this page is a map, and I want to show where I am on the map, and around me, where are the popular contributors located based on whatever mock data. So we don't have anything right now. And if I looked at the XAML quickly, we'll jump back. This is our map page right now. So basically, it's just an auto layout, which is a toolkit control that is hosting the navigation bar at the top, and there's nothing else here. So this is why we need our map. Oh, there it is. Okay. So if I enter into hot design mode, I'm just going to make this bigger, and I'm going to, oh, it is already auto fit. Good. Okay. I'm going to bring your attention to two things. So the first, what we had seen before, is our elements tree here. So we have a live view of all the elements on our page. And just like I had shown before, we have our map page, and that auto layout is wrapping our single element. And so that auto layout will now be hosting our map control. And so what I'm going to do here is we'll go back up, and I'll expand this to the toolbox. And so the toolbox up here, like we had seen before, it has a list of all the UI components that are coming out of the box from Uno core and everything that's available to you there. But it also has the ability to give you things that are external to the core library, right? So here it would be at a project level, you'd have the custom controls that are actually customized to this specific project in Chefs. So it's able to determine what those are and bubble those up to you in a different sort of section. And then we have custom, right? So, and this is where I mentioned we had references to live charts, we had references to Mapsui, and we had references to these other external assemblies that it's able to discover these UI elements or these controls, and it's able to bubble these up into your toolbox and allow you to use them. So I just want to reiterate here, we're not actually, the people at Mapsui, at live charts, at all these places, they didn't have to do anything. There's nothing extra they need to do in their assemblies or in their libraries to say, hey, I want this to show up in Hot Design. I want this to be usable. Hot Design does all the hard work of looking into these external assemblies, finding what is available as UI components, and bringing that to the user to be able to use. So what I want to do is basically use this map control that's coming from our Mapsui assembly here. So I could just drop it in, and nothing shows up. That's good. So there are two things that need to be done. We need to do a couple things in the property editor. And so the first of which is we're just going to give this map control right here. You'll see it's now living inside that auto layout. We need to give this map control a name, because the code behind for the map page is already all wired up to find the instance of the map control with the specified name and load the proper tiles and the proper pins and put them on the map with the mock data and all that fun stuff. So all we really need to do here is we just got to jump with the map control selected here if we just look at the identity section of our property grid, there's the name. And so that's where we're going to be setting the X name. And I think I just needed to call it map control. And it should update, and it should kick up. This is the first update we're doing in the app, so it's going to take a second or two. And there we go. And so it has updated now, and you'll see, in this auto layout, again, the map controls here, and now it actually detected, we actually giving it an actual name. So I named it the same as the name of the control, but you can name it whatever you want. And the last thing we want to do is get this to fill the space. So right now it's just not given any space to stretch, so you're not seeing anything. And what's really cool about this, so if I bring your attention over to the toolbox, let me see if I can get this there. We're in like the smart section right now, right? And what I had shown before is that we're inside of this auto layout as our parent container or layout container. So Hot Design is smart enough to know, okay, depending on the context of where you are in the app, what control you have selected, what are your parent controls, and all that, it's able to actually show what it thinks are the properties you would most likely want to use and fiddle with and play with. So it detects that, yes, we are inside of an auto layout. So here are the attached properties that you can attach onto children of auto layout children of auto layouts to change their alignments, change their stretches, and all that stuff. Same sort of idea where you have a grid.row or a grid.column if you're in a grid. So all I need to do is switch this primary alignment for my map control to stretch, and we'll let that kick in. And we now have this nice map that's set up. And since the the hot reload has kicked in and everything, when I added the name to the map control, it's found that instance, it's loaded the tiles, it's loaded the pins and everything on the from the mock data, and we can actually just go into interaction mode, so we can start using it, and it's working just fine. So we can click on our pins, we have it all interactable, we can zoom in, zoom out, and that is that. So the only thing I wanted to show you after is we can leave Hot Design. Our app is there, it's persisted, the changes are all there, this is the running app. And if we looked at our XAML now, you'll notice that there's a small difference. There's actually the map control that has been put there by Hot Design, and it has our primary alignment stretch, and it has our XName set to map control. And so that is just a little tidbit of using a third-party library to just bring in a control and have it look beautiful.
Yeah, no, this is beautiful. And it applies to your own custom-built user controls. So anything that is reusable across multiple, screens of your app, or maybe even multiple apps, like you want to save it off and reuse, all of this applies. Very cool. Steve, can I ask you a question here that came in from one of our registrants here? What if we have, built up, some custom styles? Perhaps in our XAML, or maybe we are using like a certain resource dictionary. Can I bring that into Hot Design?
Yeah. So, well, all of you, if you've defined resources or static resources or styles and all that, those can come. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Yes, those are all discoverable as the resources within your application. So let's see if am I out of this? Do I have it here? But anyway, you can go here, and within like this map, if you were to have a style for it, you could have it here, and it would here implicit style, and then you could it would automatically find anything that's target typing what you've selected, and it'll show all the resources that are targeting that specifically. And the one thing I forgot to mention is there is zero effort, like I mentioned, for these controlled vendors or controlled libraries to have them show up in Hot Design. But we do have tooling that is able for you to, if you would like to customize, if you'd like to have multiple options of your map control with different snippets of XAML that should get implemented when you drag it in, that's obviously something you can do and customize using the Hot Design bits. But out of the box, it'll do it for you, just as the best guess of just placing in an empty element,